I believe that psilocybin mushrooms are medicinal mushrooms for the soul.
Yeah.
I believe that many of these other mushrooms are very powerful as natural medicines, and they increase your host defensive ability to respond to ever-changing circumstances. That's the basis of biodiversity. I'm speaking to you with the voice of Paul Stamets, but I am a giant colony of microorganisms unified together as one community. Speaking to your communities of microorganisms, which are unified by your hearing and by your sight. The fact that we are here together, we're involved in what's called panspermia. Dusty and myself and my friend George were covered with spores of mushrooms. So we're involved actively with spreading spores of fungi throughout this entire audience. This is the way of nature. This is the way of cultures coming together to exchange cultural knowledge, but as well as genetic material on the most individualistic and smallest levels. So we are at a junction in time, and I thought through one of my psilocybin trips, well, if I am this collection of microorganisms, and we're all in agreement that I will, touch my hat, I'll speak into the microphone, I'll stand up here, well, there's going to be a lot of agreement there, right? Otherwise, this wouldn't be happening. But if every organism in the biosphere is a citizen of this planet, and each of them have a right to vote, will we as humans be voted on the planet or off the planet? And I thought if there was a united organization of organisms, otherwise called Uh-Oh, that vote is occurring right now. So this, Dusty and I go to, some, highbrow, conferences. We make people sometimes really nervous. They've come to get to know us a little bit better now. But we believe in and supporting events like this because this is our tribe. We are inventing a new tribal community. So Dusty wants me to write another book about all my stories because I have some great tripping stories. But so do most of you, right? So do most of you. So we've all been in hyperspace. Now, at some of these groups, I asked the opposite question that I'm going to ask you. Well, I can tell you what I asked them. I said, how many people in this audience has not tripped on mushrooms? And you'd be surprised how many people would raise their hands. But in this audience, how many people have tripped on mushrooms? Raise your hand. This is definitely the tribe. Okay, so so if you want to keep abreast of the work, I do have several books out, but by far something I'm running, How Mushrooms Can Help Save the World, is my triumphant book. We walk our talk. It's not a literature review. We've had tremendous innovations by paying attention to nature and being in contact with the earth. And I am a messenger of knowledge that transcends generations and over thousands of years. The message is more important than the messenger. It's so very true. I'm 57 years of age. Men in my family lived about 75 to 80 years of age. I hope that I can inspire people for future generations and may give them keys to doors through which they can walk and then perfect these techniques. We've had some tremendous breakthroughs in the past 4 or 5 years that just are astonishingly improbable to the conventional thinkers. But to us unconventional thinkers, these are not incredibly creative, imaginative breakthroughs. This is the way. This is the way that we live. This is the way of who we are. And so the improbability of us finding a Garacon and finding so many of them and getting them into the culture is because these fungi call to us. I believe that if you respect nature, you respect First Peoples and their traditions, you respect biodiversity, and you believe in the power of goodness, I really believe in the power of goodness. Whether it's a small child, helping a small child out, or extending a loving hand, and think about the improbability of each one of you being here today. Go back in time 2,000 years ago. Go back in time 200 years ago. Go back in time 50 years ago for some of you. If there wasn't a coincidence of your parents making an encounter, and it could have been under the strangest of circumstances, I'm sure many of you have family stories like this, you would not be here. So the fact that we are here today is because of this symbiosis and synergy of coincidences that make the now, now. So, okay, I just want to open up some questions. So any questions, I'd be glad to answer. Thank you.